What's up, y'all? It's Risa with another challenge video. So here's the thing. I recorded this already. I recorded a 40-minute video where I did a 10-minute house versus a 20-minute house. And you want to know what happened? I hadn't plugged my microphone in, so it was just silent, of course. So that was fun. So what I've done is I've taken those, like the 10-minute section and the 20-minute section, and I've sped them up so we can see what I did, and I'm going to talk over them because I'm not going to rebuild them because I'm actually really proud of how it turned out. Like, no spoilers, but I didn't want to do it again because I didn't think I'd be able to live up to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to just have a nice time, and the video is going to be shorter this way. So there's that at least, because we're going to speed things up. So let's I'm just like done. I want you guys to understand. I just did it all. So we're going to watch my 10-minute video, then we're going to look at the house, and then we're going to watch my 20-minute video, and then we're going to look at the house and see the differences and stuff like that. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the start of the 10-minute house. I didn't make any plans for this. I just did it. I was just like, yep, it's time to just make a house. So I ended up with this kind of cute little suburban thing. It's kind of boring because I only had 10 minutes and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I didn't really want to take too much time making something like super interesting looking and then end up having nothing to show for it at the end. So, there's that. What I did do to plan was I put in move objects on so that I would at least be able to just do that, and I didn't have to worry about it. But then I also just made it base game not house build mode. I just filtered it based on base game because I knew that was going to be easier because I have choice paralysis when it comes to building things, so that was fun. I ended up going for a 2-bedroom house and 1 bathroom, and so it's like a house for like a kid and their parents, maybe not a kid, maybe more like a teenager, I think, because I gave them a computer in this version. I don't know if this 10-minute house is fully usable because I didn't test it or anything, so I don't know if I made everything work properly. I did just do my time saving like strategy was to just use the same the same paint in every single room and the same flooring as well, so that it was going to be nice and easy and I didn't have to think about that. So I did that. I think that ended up great. I think the fact that I went for the floor plan before trying to do anything on the outside of the house helped, because oftentimes what can happen to me is I can just get super wrapped up in doing this kind of thing, and just fantastic. The back of the house is really sad looking. I apologize. I mostly apologize, but I just wanted to have a house that was functional and not really care about what it looked like because I didn't have very much time. It's a pretty small kitchen, but it does work. I did put everything that is necessary in it, and not to brag, but I remembered to put in a trash can inside and outside, so just putting that out there. I actually felt like I was more prepared for this 10-minute challenge than I have been, so I don't know why. It just kind of worked. I think it's because I wanted to just do like basic shapes. I was like, I'm going to do 2 stories and I want it to be 2 bedrooms. Like, that was my idea. And to just kind of put the stairs in before everything else, I think really helped. So I almost forgot to do like the porch and everything. But see, look, I remembered. That's fine. And I tried to get like I did a living room, and I think it ended up fine, to be honest. And I did include a table and chairs as well. So we have a working kitchen, we have a working bathroom, we have 2 working bedrooms. We don't have any dressers and we don't have any bookcases or any mirrors, but otherwise it works. And I even was able to put in some like vague landscaping. I definitely tried to make it work, and I think I did an okay job. That's our first house that we made. So let's jump into The Sims and just kind of see how it is. Okay, so here is our 10-minute house. I think it ends up being pretty cute, to be honest. Like, it has everything it needs to have. We have some landscaping outside. We have a mailbox and a trash can. We also have a trash can inside. I made sure there's nothing like decorative about this house. There's also no windows in the back on the ground floor, which is, that's fine. You don't need windows, right? No windows. And I think it ends up just looking pretty nice. I don't know if you can use this. I don't think this is usable, to be quite honest. I don't think you can come in here. Let's try. Come here, honey. Yeah, she can do it. Awesome. So it's usable. I thought it might be, but I wasn't sure. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. Let's take a quick picture. There we go. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's watch our 20-minute build and then pop back into the game and look at that one. So here we go with our 20-minute build. I was like, I wanted to make the same house basically, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to do that. So I was kind of thinking, okay, we'll take the same house I just made and make it better, perhaps? Can we make it better since we have more time? I think we kind of did. I kind of was able to start from the beginning and be like, I know what worked and what didn't work, and that helped me a lot. Just like, I was like, yes, that fence worked and everything like that. And I ended up doing more things like spandrels and doing like, making the outside of the house look better, I think is what ended up happening. I didn't really, I mean, it was fine. It's fine. You know, I did like the floor plan, so I kind of kept that, but I wanted to make like the back of the house a little more interesting. So I did end up making the kitchen bigger, basically, because I wanted there to be a back door and I wanted there to be something on the outside of the house that didn't look completely terrible. Is kind of how it was. It ended up, I accidentally made it like longer than I wanted it to be. And like, I end up shortening the house in a little bit, but it wasn't like great, you know, but I was able to, yeah, see, I did some of the like, what's it called? You know, that thing that I just did. That's fine. I think it's absolutely fine. But, and I decided to go more into like the blue and everything too, I guess, with the front door. I thought it was cute, you know? So it was fine. And I didn't do a covered porch in the back, and that made it easier for me. So I went for the same kind of strategy with this one than what I did with the last one, of just trying to make everything like more uniform, but I figured since I had more time, I could do stuff in the kitchen and bathroom and make it a little different. And I ended up wasting too much time, and I thought it looked gross and I didn't like it, and it looked incredibly like sterile. I don't know how else to put it. So I ended up just going with my go-to of the Jungle Adventure stuff because it looks nice for a kitchen and a bathroom. I ended up giving them a little bit of decorations at this point. So I included like the toilet paper and a mirror. See, here's where I was just like, I'm done with it. Which is fine. It's valid. That's valid. And then just, yeah, here I am making it a little shorter because it was just way too big before. It was just weird. Like, the kids' room still ends up being pretty weird. But I decided I wanted to take some more time on things, and at this point I was like, oh no, I'm under 10 minutes now. It's time to just like get faster. Like, we need to be on this. So I end up just kind of making like choices at this point, and I wanted to include skill building objects, but I literally I didn't know if that would work over there, so then I forgot about the computer, because in the last one at least I gave them a computer, but in this one I didn't because I just completely forgot. I tried to add some skill building things for like the teenager. So I was like, they're into yoga, and then I was like, no, this takes way too much effort to get it to look nice, so they're into violin instead. That's just what happened. And I tried to I tried. Let's just put it out there. I tried. I didn't do very well. This is where I started having some choice paralysis, so I put it back to base game only so I could just make sure I had everything. I was just like, what do I do? What do I do? So, that's fine. I gave them some fancier counters this time, partially just because I still had base game only on, and so I couldn't, like, quickly reach the parenthood stuff, so I did that instead. I completely forgot windows on that other side of the house for the longest time. I think what I could have done here to make it look nicer is to include, like, the long sofa instead. I think that would have been nice. But I did at least try. I did some things, and there I go, remembering that there's another side of the house, you know, which is good. Thankfully, this wasn't somehow like a 20-minute no mistakes challenge, which would be fun. Maybe I'll do that in the future. So I ended up spending way too much time trying to make things look nice, and you'll see in a second how that backfires on me. But at least I remembered porch lights. I was very excited about that. And then I tried to do, yeah, that's where it ended up. That's where it ended up bad with the terrain paint. So let's jump into the game and see our 20-minute house in action. Okay, let's replace this 10-minute house, which, by the way, both of them are on the gallery if you want them for some reason. They are under my ID kookykitt. So I have them under 10-minute suburban and 20-minute house. So there's that. Place lot. Furnished. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Okay, so I think from the outside, it definitely looks better, in my opinion. I think it does just end up looking nicer, and I'm okay with, like, how it looks like on the outside. Oh no! Oh, give me 1 second. Let's replace this house so it has all of the columns as well. So, let's try this again. We have all of the columns this time. And I think it's pretty cute, to be honest, from the outside. I would have loved to, I think it really, if I hadn't done this, it would look nicer. With this kind of like dirt path, it just looks kind of weird, especially since I didn't take it all the way to the edge. Like if I had taken it like all the way to the edge and everything, that would have been fine, but I didn't. Downstairs, I think what I could have done to make this better in here would be if instead of that, I had this one over here. I think that would have, yeah, that would have made it nicer and put a plant in the corner, but I didn't, so that's what I have. It's very sad and plain. I did include a bookshelf at least, so there's that. And I put the table over here instead because it felt like this was such an empty area, so I put it over here. We have a working bathroom. It's completely fine. You know, it has toilet paper and everything. And the kitchen also works. It has everything it needs. It has a back door, so you can actually get outside in the back instead of just having one point of entry, which is terrible. And then upstairs, I ended up adding some like plants and stuff like that. And there are 2 dressers, and the kid has a mirror and everything. There are plants. I added like nightstands. There's stuff on the wall. And we have the violin, which is a good skill building item. So I thought that was good. So I think I ended up just with a better house overall. You know? I think this ends up being pretty darn cute. Let's take a picture. There we go. That's cute. So I think that ended up okay in the end. In the end. That's, that was my 10-minute build versus my 20-minute build. I really wish I could have shown you guys the live footage and how much I was struggling and panicking, which would have been fun, except you couldn't hear it. So, you know, that's great. It's fine. Everything's fine. If you would like to download either of these builds, you can. They are in the gallery under my ID, kookykitt. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big ol' thumbs up and leave a comment telling me what you think, and what I missed. There's probably tons of things I missed in this build, so let me know. Ooh, fire alarm. That's one. If you guys like this video and you want to see more like it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that bell button so you get a notification every time I post a new video. If you want to see me build live, you can find me on my Twitch channel, Krollmeister Sisters. I also stream things that aren't The Sims, so if you're into like point-and-click adventures and stuff, you might want to go and give it a look-see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.